we could run the gamut in regards to what happens to Jim Harbaugh following this season. It could run from gets a pat on the back, wasn't so bad, it was a weird season, this is the way it goes, go get him in 2021, all the way to you're gone, fired, not good enough, to something in between, like you got to make some changes, you got to do something from the administration. So what would you do if you were in power versus what do you think is going to happen?
It's interesting. So I basically told you last week that I think I would make some big, changes in terms of the staff around Jim Harbaugh. And, it's funny that the Penn State loss happens and then it's like we're firing up the pitchforks and all this again, and it's get Jim Harbaugh out of here. 2 weeks ago they had a disaster against Wisconsin. I'm kind of not as fickle with my opinion of it. This season's been a disaster. I knew there was a good chance they'd lose to Penn State. I picked Michigan to win by 1 point in our staff predictions article at thewolverine.com. And basically because I had to pick somebody to win, I would have picked a tie if I could, because who knew what the hell was going to go on between Penn State and Michigan, two teams that are normally national powers, but have fallen on some really hard times here. I'd stick with Jim Harbaugh. I think that he's earned the right to, fix this thing. This is his worst season, obviously, that he's ever had as a head coach. He won 10 games 3 out of the first 5 seasons that he's been here. Sure, he hasn't beaten Ohio State, and I'm not excusing any of that. They came close a couple times. But Ohio State's at a historical level right now that we've really never seen them be at. So I think that you sit down with Jim Harbaugh after the season. You make sure that his heart's still in it and that he still wants to be here. And, I would assume that he does. And, he's a guy that, this is his life. He said when he got here that he can't fail because, this is, he grew up in Ann Arbor. He played for Michigan under Bo Schembechler. His dad coached at Michigan. He is Michigan in a lot of ways. I'm not saying that Michigan could never part ways with him, but I think that he's going to be determined to make those changes after the season. But hey, in 3-4 weeks, whatever the outcome is, if he's still here, depending on what coordinators are still here, what assistant coaches are still here, what his contract situation is, he's going into next year, if he doesn't sign an extension, without a contract past the 2021 season. So many questions will be answered in the next month. My personal opinion, if I were Ward Manuel, Michigan's AD, would be to, sit down with him and make sure that they're on the same page, that changes need to happen, that they're determined to get this fixed. And I'd give him one more shot at it.
There you have it, folks.
That's not the most popular opinion right now. And maybe who knows if it's the, vocal minority on social media. It's hard to tell these days with social media and things that go on. I can tell you he's lost quite a bit of the fan base, but, I don't know if it's necessarily the fans making the calls, unless it's Tennessee not wanting, Greg Schiano, then I guess they make the calls down there. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting month and a half.
There you have it from Clayton Safey. You can join him on Rivals, thewolverine.com, for top-notch Michigan football coverage, basketball, and the like. Clayton, we appreciate you stopping by as always. Hopefully we get to see Michigan, Maryland this weekend.
Yep. Appreciate it, Mark. Thank you.